Hi, I'm Tim. Today I'm going to show you how to connect the Metasploit framework to Beef, the browser exploitation framework. To get started, like always, we'll start the PostgreSQL service. And the Metasploit service. And the Metasploit framework console. You can see that started. So I'm going to go over to this other tab to start Beef. You can start it with the beef xss command. I like to go into the directory and start it with /beef because you'll get error messages if any errors happen during the startup procedure. So you can see that started. So we're going to start the browser. And then navigate over to the control panel. Then we'll log in. I'm still using the default credentials, which are beef and beef. You can see the browser here as an offline browser because I had navigated to it before. But we'll start over again in this demo. You can see here the browser is headed off to the default web page that Beef has set up for us. Simply navigate over there. You can see that same browser now is an online browser. You can see some details of the victim machine and some commands you could run. You can see that Metasploit is 0 because you don't have any Metasploit commands available to you. So we'll go fix that. We're going to use this same change directory command to get to where the configuration files are. We can change this first configuration file. We're going to enable the Metasploit extension. You can see here that Metasploit enable is set to false. So we'll just switch that to true. And then write that file. Next, we'll need to change the configuration to the Metasploit extension itself. You'll need to change the host parameter to the IP address of your host. You can see I had to change that at both the host and callback host parameter, and then we'll write and quit that file. We can stop beef now. Go over here to Metasploit and load the msgrpc module. This is case sensitive, so ensure that when you're typing in server host, the S and H are uppercase and the P in pass is uppercase. That pass has to match the pass that's in your configuration file that we recently modified. If we restart beef that is, we can see here that it loaded those Metasploit modules. You can see we lost our authentication to this browser here, so we'll have to log in again. With the same credentials, of course, beef and beef. You can see now we have Metasploit commands available to us. And there are quite a few. So this lets us use Metasploit modules against that hooked browser. So I'm going to set up an exploit for that browser right here. This is the same browser that had presented last week, the Firefox XPI bootstrapped add-on browser. So that's set up now. You can see that IP and URL there. So if we copy that out, we can grab this command from beef itself. That will redirect the browser. If I put in this redirect URL in the redirect URL dialog box here. So that's just pasting the one that we copied out of the other window. Now we can use this execute button. You can see just like before, the browser is hooked and the user can choose to add this add-on. You can see we got the command shell session right there. If we list out the sessions, you can see the one Firefox shell session. From there we could escalate up or migrate out of Firefox itself, as you can see from my video from last week. Thanks for watching, and I'll try to get another one out next week. If you have any suggestions or anything that you've been trying to work on and haven't figured out, you can leave it in the comments, and I'll try to work on that. Thank you.